And welcome back on this Wednesday morning. 28 degrees out there. Someone's like, wow, how do you stay warm? These studio lights are mighty warm up here this morning. Let's talk about the forecast. 53 for your high today. You will see some sunshine, which will be a great thing. Tomorrow, 59 for that high. It's just a little bit warmer. Full moon out there. If you haven't been outside, go check it out. The rest of the forecast for the rest of the week looking good. You may want to get out Saturday, hunt those eggs, because Sunday we do have 50% chance of showers. All right, Roy.
Roy, you brought us another
little billboard
chart here this morning. What's good and what ain't?
I want to talk about the dangers of aspartame.
Aspartame's in about everything, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, anything that says sugar-free, you need to really look, because aspartame is in so many things it's not even funny. I figured you'd like that one. What'd you put in your mouth? That you need to think about that, because people don't. You know, they just automatically, if the FDA says it's okay, put it in their mouth. Let me tell you something. The FDA, remember, they're called the False Data Administration for a reason, because they'll tell anything Monsanto will pay them to do, they'll approve. I'm telling you, that's what it boils down to. You know, you got all these different kinds of chewing gum. Did you know that 85% of the major brands of chewing gum still contain aspartame, even though they've proved it is an excitotoxin? In other words, that does things to the brain, especially in children, like cocaine does. It literally does that. You need to stay away from poison, folks. Aspartame is actually made from a chemical that was originally used in warfare to make poison.
Really?
And they actually turned it into a food, because they got all these chemicals they don't know what to do with, so they trick America into eating it. That's like canola oil. People often ask me, which oil should you eat? Well, I go with extra virgin olive oil or lard, but stay away.
Lard?
Absolutely. It's one of the best things you'd ever cook in. Your body knows how to digest it. But you know, when you look at canola oil means Canadian oil. Did you know that? It's made from the rapeseed plant. Cows won't even eat it. And a Canadian, I got tickled one day, a Canadian called me and he was talking back and forth about what he ought to be taking. And I said, do y'all eat canola oil? He just died laughing. He said, no, only Americans are dumb enough to eat canola oil.
Really?
Huh.
And I said, why is that? He said, well, it was originally made as a motor oil in Canada. And he says, but the FDA approved it for human consumption.
Well, don't they try to get us to get it because it's supposed to be healthier or cooked in canola oil?
Well, that's the lie they tell you. You got to remember, the truth sets you free, the lies you believe hold you in bondage. If they can get you to believe that canola oil is healthy, if they can get you to believe that aspartame is healthy, if they can get you to believe these artificial sweeteners are healthy, then what do as Americans? We consume them. Now, remember, the key word to remember is artificial. Which part of your body is artificial? You're feeding your body. When you put something in your mouth, the purpose of it, God said, was to support the health of the human body at a cellular level. It's to support the health of the cells in your body. Aspartame don't do that. It's really bad for you. By the way, at about 86.5 degrees, it turns to formaldehyde.
Get out.
Your body's 97 degrees.
Now, you're not going to tell me that that's in my favorite deal there, Sweet and Low.
that you put in coffee.
That's a different thing, but it is artificial.
Okay.
It is an artificial sweetener, and I agree with you. Sweet and Low is not as bad as the aspartame.
Good.
It really isn't. However, it's still artificial.
Should people use just real sugar rather than those sweeteners?
Absolutely. Sugar's always better for you. Your body knows how to absorb
So instead
sugar, how to
of,
digest
when I
it.
have, let me interrupt you a second here. Sweet and Low, I like to have a little coffee with it every now and then because I can't drink it black. So you're saying I need to go to real sugar?
Real sugar would be better for you. The aspartame's poison. The safest thing you can use is stevia.
Stevia.
Yeah, it's
that
a
squirt
natural
stuff.
sweetener.
That's
I
stuff
tried
I
that
bought.
at the beach. I didn't like it.
You got to get used to it.
Well, or get a different brand. There's different brands out there, and you'll find the ones. See, stevia is 300 times sweeter than sugar.
Really?
It really is, but has no calories. And it does not trick the brain. Here's the problem with aspartame. Did y'all know when you eat this artificial sweetener, it hits your tongue, the tongue says that it's sugar. It don't know the difference. So it tells the brain to release insulin. So your brain, thinking you've just eaten something that's 300 times sweeter than sugar, releases all this insulin to what? Balance your blood sugar. But there's no sugar, so what happens? It drives your blood sugar so low that now for the next 4 hours, all you want to do is eat everything in sight. Average person drinking diet soft drinks.
I went to Real Coke.
Well, good for you. The average person drinking diet soft drinks will gain 8 pounds a year. because it tricks the brain into making you eat twice as much. Plus, it makes you blow up like a balloon because it's artificial. It's not natural to the human body. You know, I want to remind everybody this is First Monday coming up.
Right.
First Monday, y'all, 30% off everything in the Herbs and More, except, of course, the Network's products. But that's a great day to go in there and get introduced to who we are. Let us help you decide what supplements you should be taking, get a good deal on them, and then learn to shop on those first Mondays every month.
What bad
And
things?
don't forget, 10% off each and every Wednesday. If you go in Herbs More, just mention something about today's show.
What are some bad things that aspartame does to you?
One of them, like I say, is make you eat a lot more than you should. But it's an excitotoxin, so it goes into the brain, makes the neurons fire too fast, so it's really dangerous for children. Aspartame also, turns to formaldehyde in the body. What do they use formaldehyde for?
Embalming.
Embalming. Well, I had a mortician one time tell me, he said, Roy, he's an old man. He says, back when I first got in it, he said, you had to get to the body pretty quick and you had to drain the blood and do all these things because if you didn't, it'd turn black, it just turned blue looking. He says, now, oh, we can take our time. We got 2 or 3 days or so much of natural artificial stuff already in the human body that it don't decay as fast as it used to.
All right, what about these products you brought up here today?
Well, there's all kinds of products you can get. Of course, these are our brand, Nutritional Healthcare, and in the Trivarin brand. It's our own brand of products. We ship all over the United States and into 7 other countries. The one I want to really talk about today is mangosteen. If you just understood what all mangosteen does for the human body, everybody on earth would be taking it. It's that important. It's got really powerful antioxidants, so it stops free radical damage in the body, which will extend your life. It's an anti-aging supplement. Mangosteen also is antiviral, antifungal, anti-mold, anti-yeast, antibacterial, and listen to this, it's anti-carcinogenic. When you see the studies done with the garcinone E, which is one of the xanthones in it, and I know I'm talking Greek to a lot of people, but it's a really powerful antioxidant. Let me tell you what, if you understood how many cancer cells it kills in the human body, every American on earth would be taking the mangosteen into their body.
All right, Roy, let me change subjects a little bit here on you. National networks, talking about TV news, only 21% of Americans had a great deal of confidence in TV news. Viewership on national networks is down half of what it was 30 years ago. Commentary is becoming a bigger and bigger deal of the news. That's what makes up Fox and CNN and people like that. And they say people need to be hearing real stuff and not just somebody's opinion on something.
Well, that's why people don't want to be indoctrinated. And that's what the news media now does to people, is they indoctrinate you into what they want you to believe, whether it's true or not. People are starved to death for the truth. You can ask either one of the preachers here today. People are starved to death for the truth. Only the truth will set you free. So let's get into that. By the way, you never asked me my opinion of this gay marriage thing.
What's your opinion of the gay marriage thing, Roy?
What, have we lost our stinking minds? What is going on here? I mean, at least I hope they uphold the Constitution and give the states the rights to decide. We don't need the federal government deciding for every state in the United States what we're going to do and what we're going to think. Stop that, or there's going to be a revolution. I'm warning you, stop trying to take away states' rights, or you're going to have an uprising of the states against the federal government. And no, I am absolutely 100% against gay marriage. Against it. It's wrong. Read your Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Read it.
You ever been hit on, Roy?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's not fun.
It's not. It's embarrassing, and you almost blame yourself. What did I do to make you think that?
All right, don't get 10% off that Herbs and More each and every Wednesday. Coming up next, we'll talk with Stan McDonald, how he can help you sell your house and save some money. We'll talk about that coming up next. And Johnny Lee Dees is back in action after 3 months gone, it appears to be, but always at the cross point on Sunday. Thank you, Roy. Go by Herbs and More today. We'll take a break. Be right back. Y'all hang on.
Love